Hello everyone, this video will cover Module 16. So Module 16 is the last module for the class and it does end on a Wednesday, so you need to be prepared for that. It just encompasses the final part of the course, so it's not anything that's too difficult and it should not take you very long, but it is something to just be aware of, that you do not have a full week to finish this, so it's recommended that you start early. So we've got two major assignments here, two main assignments, and that is the final review quiz and then a course reflection, which takes the form of an essay. You also have the option to do that end of course survey for extra credit if you want to. Your responses are anonymous. This is different from the course evaluation that you can do for Allen, which is something that Allen controls. This is the survey that just goes to me, so I'm the only person who sees the results. It just gives me some ideas for anything that I might be able to change for next semester. So you can see that there is an overview page for just review readings that you might want to consider doing, and making sure that you have just are familiar with everything. You might go back all the way back to the beginning, because the review quiz covers everything that we've looked at this semester. And so you can see that 30 questions, it's quite a few. Most of it should be stuff that you remember, but it does not hurt to go do a little bit of review first. And then you can take it as many times as you want to until you get the grade that you want. The last thing in here is the course reflection. I'm expecting it to be written out in an essay form, at least 3 paragraphs. You can do more than 3 paragraphs, but I want you to be putting things together, in like solid paragraph form. You don't necessarily have a thesis for this one, but some students will kind of have an overall sentence of how they felt they did this semester and kind of act as a thesis. And then the body paragraphs are the ones that really cover a lot of these questions. So typically students will just kind of pull together, put together the questions that kind of make sense to discuss at the same time. So aspects of the writing that you've improved on and the ones you need to work on, those kind of go together, and that sort of thing. Goals for the class would be thinking about, like back at the beginning of the semester, you set some goals in the welcome email. What kinds of things did you want to do this semester? And then how do you feel that you did throughout the semester? And then which essay did you do the best and worst on? And that's your opinion, not necessarily grade wise, but how you felt turning it in. And then there's the question about completing the revision assignment. So it's helpful if you've done that module 15 revision assignment first before you do this and answer that question. And then an important aspect of the class to use in the future. A lot of times students will put that in their very last paragraph and kind of project to the future in their conclusion. So you can see that there's roughly a grading rubric that I use. Typically it's more like, since I'm grading these right at the end of the semester, it's did you do it or did you not do it kind of thing. And so it's nothing that, you want your do a proofread of it to make sure that everything makes sense. But I'm not expecting it to be at the level that your other essays have been this semester. It's really more of a personal reflection. And so, you're not using sources or anything like that. You're just thinking about what you've done, whether or not you met your goals, that kind of thing. So if you have questions about these last couple of assignments, let me know. Otherwise, have a great week.